because you're going to pay money for it. You pay extra money for the service. Remember that. You pay a little bit of money for the service and a better quality of food, not from your kitchen, but somebody's going to serve you. So you pay for that. So I am just astonished, and I give 2 thumbs up every time a manager or the owner will sit down next to me and then ask how life is and how's life basically, and how are you, how are your kids and everything like that. It becomes more personal. So that personalized details. I remember my professor when I was in college, business professor, he always says that it will go so far. Remember the Starbucks that we were just talking earlier, right? It becomes a lifestyle, right? It becomes part of your life, basically.
It does.
Going to restaurants, that becomes your hangout, your restaurant. Like, hey, I want to go to that restaurant. Hopefully the manager's going to be there. I want to talk to him, and then you go further than that. And then all of a sudden you want to do an event. And then you got to pick up the call and say, hey, so-and-so, remember me? Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, can I do a book signing at your restaurant? Bingo. He'll give you an opportunity. That's how you network also. So all of that I'm just trying to tell to you.
Nickey, I love what you just said. You know that?
Yeah.
I love that. Because look what you just said, because that's something that's what I do. It's dealing with that customer loyalty. I talk a lot about that. And you just talked about walking into your favorite restaurant and you saying that because of the service, not only are you going to come back now for a meal, you're now bringing them more business. You're bringing meetings there, and you're bringing more. You're referring people to them now. That says a lot, an awful lot about how you feel about that particular business. Excellent.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then
Excellent.
guess what, Marlene? Guess what? And then you're going to tell people the best marketing, word of mouth. Hey, so-and-so, oh, where is a good restaurant? Oh, I know a restaurant out here. Yeah, go talk to Mr. So-and-so. He's the owner. He loves to talk. You know what I mean? So those are the ripple effect of everything. And you know what's caused by? Just being human. Do you see what I'm trying to say here?
Yes.
It's just being human. Business is...
But you know what, Nickey, in the situational leadership, because I really enjoyed reading about that. What were some of the biggest challenges that you felt you really... Tell me just one particular one that just hits your mind right now.
The book,
when you think about situational leadership.
In writing it, or in the context of the situational leadership?
Just, I guess, in the context.
I think a lot of leaders know that this is something that it's necessary, because it is necessary. My goal to have that book really is to help leaders and business leaders, community leaders, to develop that skills necessary to lead efficiently, effectively, in today's chaotic, rapid, challenging world that we live in. It explores that concept of incorporating the situational awareness that I'll talk a lot about in the book into the leadership practice, basically. It is important, the adaptability and the effective decision making in this different dynamic, environments that a lot of us face and challenge almost, if it's not every day. I mean, whether it is employees, affecting, or is it profit, clients, vendors, or whatever. But you gotta have to move quick. You gotta have to wear that, situational awareness skill to put into practice in your leadership skills. I think that's important. That's what I want to drive into this conversation narrative these days, because I'm looking around and I'm like, last 3 years, my God, we've learned quite a bit. If anything, is disaster preparedness, situational leadership, and situationally aware of ourselves in business and personal life, in general. And we gotta have to show and lead by example. And I think it's important that we want to drive and have this conversation, continue conversation about this, with our peers, our like what we're having right now, and then make it all encourage, I'm inviting everybody to say, hey, look, listen to this, because anyone's looking for long-term sustainability, right? And fostering this community cultivating the culture in the environment, workplace environment, have to practice this, to be situationally aware, and then to become a situational leader in your working environment, because you lead by example. People are going to look at you. People stay in your job because they like you. Not necessarily. I mean, everything skills can be trained. Those things, I mean, that's why they have 30-day or what is it, 90-day probation period or something like that. They train you, right? They put you in a griller and they go, we're going to mold you into this culture and then this working, our company culture, or company technical skills and everything. And they're going to train you, right? Like the way they want you to become, just like in the military, the boot camp, right? Right? True?
Exactly. And I noticed that one of the qualities that you spoke about was something that I've been talking about now for over a week now with Paul Gahn, and that was empathy. You spoke about that. And I said, isn't that interesting? I said, all of us, I mean, it's almost like no matter what direction, you see what I'm saying? It just comes from, we all come to the same nucleus. We all of us do, because all of us are speaking about empathy. That is so important in relationships. That's important in
It's so important.
That in personal lives.
Yeah, I think, I wrote this somewhere. I think it's on my Twitter. When the world overwhelms you, is overwhelming or overwhelms you, just need to pause and stop and then go back to basics. Not saying you go backwards, but go back to basics. That's where the Kaizen comes in, plays, takes a critical role by saying that take the incremental steps, take the continuous improvement, take the necessary steps, right? As long as you don't just be stagnant, paralysis by analysis. But that's the important critical thing. People when they're overwhelmed, they just want to go at it. There's so much to talk about in that. Believe me, Marlene. I mean, I the things that's going on out there, the noise that's going on out there. There's some that I agree. I mean, just opinion based, obviously, but I'm on old school, so I gotta be learning a lot of these things, right? But the tools that leader can use with the situational awareness is to better understand and respond more like effectively to this changing challenges in this changing world, right? I talk a lot about long-term sustainability because when you overwhelm, you might not see it clear and you might not see the focus anymore. You're going to have to stop. Just like when you're climbing the mountain, and it's really, really, oh boy, you're about to go up, but you can't see anything because as you go up elevation, it gets colder, right? And there's no air, right? You're going to get chaotic. You're going to get like panic. And because of your training, I hope that you're going to stay calm, right? You stay calm and you got to go, okay, where are my tools? Where are my tools? All right, I got to go get the air mask, the oxygen. I got to change the tools, perhaps. It's going to go leap up. Maybe I should just go a little bit, yes, faster, but then more in a sustained way, in a calculated way, right? All of these things is up here, and also it's how do you say this? It's calculated risk. Obviously, it's not just okay. Let's take risk. Let's just go fly up. No, you can do that. I mean, you're going to be against the environment, right? The environment is not so good. Maybe you haven't been up there in the mountain and summit. You don't know how it is. You're going to get knocked down. So when the world is overwhelming you, and then something that you're going to go up, you're going to get up there. You just have to pause a little bit and think about it. I don't know if this makes sense, but get the right tools, get the right mindset. And before you know it, I mean, this is long-term sustainability. You're shooting for long-term sustainability. You're not just go for short term, right? You want it to be a longevity.